I chose to come to Benfica because I felt that with the squad that they had and the financial position that we were in, with 11 million in the transfer budget and 400,000 still to be used in the wage budget, that this team had a real chance of achieving the goals of winning the Champions League within the next 3 seasons. However, due to some very, very strange goings on within the workings of the game, the dream is now over. The transfer budget and the wage budget that we had just a month ago is gone. And we will be very fortunate to win our own domestic league, let alone progress very far in Europe. And over 3 years, it is not going to be possible now to win the Champions League. If there is someone out there who can explain to me what has just happened, and I've had no email explanation at all, then I will be very, very happy to know what has gone on. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Benfica in this very short 3.5 season challenge in which we were going to attempt to take Benfica all the way to European glory and win the Champions League within the next 3 seasons. However, that dream has died within a month of being at the club. We will be very fortunate now to even continue what we're doing and win our own domestic leagues and cups. This is a team now that is destined for the decline, and it is something that has happened that I have no control over, and I have had no word from the board as to what has happened or why it's happened. But before we get into all that, if you are new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see things like this, someone suffering playing this game, then you're in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling up above. And as you can tell, I am not a very happy bunny. But before we get into why I am very, very upset at the moment, let's have a look at what has happened on the pitch since you were last here, and it has been a very successful period on the pitch, at least. And when you were last with us, you saw us beat Stuttgart by 6-1 in the Champions League in that very, very amazing victory. And then we beat Tondela by 5-0 in the Portuguese league. Against Milan away, we had a very creditable 1-1 draw in the Champions League group phase next. And then against Ferenc away in the Alliance Cup third phase, we beat them by 3-0 away. And then in the Portuguese Cup against Praense, we beat them by 3-0, and everything in the garden at this point is looking very rosy indeed, and we were marching on. We followed that up with a league victory at home to Santa Clara and a league victory at home against Ferenc by 2-1. And we were all set going into the transfer window. We did have to replace a centre-back, but this team was looking unbeatable. And indeed it was, unbeaten during the season all the way up to Christmas. And I was wondering, can we keep this going? Wouldn't it be great if we could go the whole season unbeaten? But that dream has come to a very sharp end. And so the reason why I am so upset at the moment is because there has been some really bad financial jiggery-pokery going on within this game, and I can't understand what has happened. And I'm going to show you a screenshot from episode 1, which is here, and you can clearly see that we have a transfer budget of 11.6 million available following the sale of that centre-back. Now, I could not understand why he was allowed to leave in November, and I cannot find any rules that say that is allowable. However, we'll move on. We got the money for him, and we have £11.6 million we can spend to replace him. We didn't really need to do much with the rest of the squad if we could hold on to the players, because they were good enough to see us through to the end of the season. The wage budget here clearly shows that we have a wage budget of £2.46 million, and we currently are spending £2.05 million. And that means that we would have then a wage budget still available of £400,000, plenty of money available to strengthen this squad in whatever way we wanted. And that would mean we could start building really nicely for the future. However, just before the transfer window was due to open, I just went to the finances just to check how much exactly I had available. And now, as you can see, I have 1.471 million available in the transfer budget, and our wage budget now is 1.644 million. Now, we are currently now overspending by 400,000, and I can't work this out. I have had no word from the board. I've had no email to say there's a problem and they've had to reduce all this. The game has just suddenly, mid-game, just changed the figures, and there has been nothing happening in terms of transfers. I have brought no one in. I have spent no money. And in terms of out, we are gaining money because I've decided to let 2 players go. We're not going to gain a great deal of money, just 3.5 million, but it's still useful money, which will take us up to what would have been before 14 million. Now, this is just a drop in the ocean, and that 3.5 million will just take us up to 4.5 million or 5 million, and that is not enough to play this game. I am not happy because how can that happen without any word mid-season? I understand from here that the financial situation has declined a little bit, but surely they would let us know what was going on. I've had nothing from the board. This is a complete surprise. If anybody does know what's going on, please let me know in the comments, because I am totally stumped by this. I have absolutely no idea what is going on. Now, if we go back to the transfers and have a look, I have all these clauses and I can get rid of those, and it might raise maybe 10 million, I guess, and hopefully that will help to alleviate the financial strain on the wage budget. But it means that I won't be able to bring anybody in, and I still will have to sell players, and many of my best players who are wanted will now probably have to leave the club. That means I cannot replace them either, and this team is now set to go on the decline. I'm not very happy at all, as you can tell, but all we can do is try to figure out what is going on, try to figure out a way to solve this and get on with the game. And we will be playing 2 games today. We will be playing away at Portimonense in the league, and we will follow that up with a game against Gil Vicente. And hopefully if we win both of those games, we will by Christmas be in a very strong position at the top of the league. We're going to need to be, because the decline is about to start. Let's go and kick some balls. But before we do go to the game, I have just come across this in the financial fair play section, which says that the profit loss regulations allow the club to make no more than 4.31 million over a 36-month period. Currently, the board project the club to make a loss of 31.85 million over that period. The board will try to bridge this discrepancy through the pursuit of additional revenue streams and by making cuts in expenditure where possible. They further ask that playing staff costs are reduced and additional income is sought through player departure. Failure to comply will result in the following action: a ban from the competition for 1 season. So we are apparently in very serious financial problems, and that, I guess, is why they have cut all the budgets. And that now means that the dream for Benfica, as I saw it when I took this club over a month ago, is pretty much over. We're going to go on and we're going to do our best and see what happens. Let's go and play some football. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today, as we move away from financial mess, is Grbic in goal, with Mela, Fernandez, Morato, Mendy at the back, Orsensnes, Luis and Neres in midfield, with Abde, Schick and Gomez will make an appearance up front. We are going to lose an awful lot of players, and many of them we've accepted bids for. Some of them are still wanted. We are going to lose Sani. He has come to me and complained that he's not been allowed to move to PSG. I've had to promise him that I will allow him to leave if they come in with a reasonable bid. Everything has fallen apart here. I wonder if it has affected the team in terms of their mental stability. I think we need to go and play some football, get away from all this mess that has been happening on the pitch. Yeah, I know there are players unfit. We need to go and play some football now. And let's hope that we can continue what we were doing. And let's tell them, I have absolute faith in you. Go out and make a difference. Make me proud. And interestingly enough, we are not starting the game with Sani today. We've also had a player come back, a left winger, come back after a knee ligament injury, and 2 weeks later he has now broken his lower leg. The problems are just mounting and mounting, and he is a very good player, but we are in control of this game by the look of it. But that's a poor pass and it comes to nothing. And we do need to make sure we win this football match. They're not as good as us. We should be winning this football match, and we should be in control of this game all the way. And here is Arsenez. Arsenez into the box. It's a good save, and it goes over the crossbar. I think you say his name, Arsenez. Arsenez. And it is Arsenez who is going to take the corner. We do have all the pressure at the moment. There's a header at the near post. It's flicked over the bar by the goalkeeper. It remains 0-0. We will have another chance from another corner. We do need to take one of these chances that we are creating. It's all Benfica at the moment, and it's well saved by the goalkeeper. And I'm just going to check that I am on key highlights. Yes, I am. Because there do seem to be a lot of highlights playing here in Portugal. And at the moment it's Portimonense 0, Benfica 0. And I'm struggling to say that as well. Portimonense 0, Benfica 0. Portimonense 0, Benfica 0. And we've had all the play, we've had pretty much all the game, but we still haven't been able to score. We need to score a goal, and it does look like we are not the team that we were just a couple of weeks ago before all this happened. And Morate is looking to get down that flank. Can he get across into the box? And he finds Arsenez. Arsenez into the box. There's a header. It hits the crossbar. And they have survived again. We're doing all the pressing. We're having all the chances here. That's a good tackle by Mendy. A foul has been given, I think. But at least we're getting our foot in. We're not playing very, very well. Our ratings are not that great at the moment. It remains 0-0. I'm going to have to demand more from them. Maybe they're a little bit distracted about what is going on. So we do have to focus on winning this football match. And I just can't help but think that all those dreams that I had are over. There is no way now, without all those players, that we can win the Champions League even in 3 years. The squad is about to be decimated. So many players are wanted, so many great players, and I just don't have the capability to replace them. And here is Arsenez. He's looking for Martin. It's Martin. There's a chance. We have scored. It's Abde cutting in from the left. Has a tap in at the far post. It's Portimonense 0, Benfica 1. Portimonense 0, Benfica 1. I'm really going to have some problems with the language here in Portugal. It may take me a little while to figure out names. And Martin with a lovely cross into the box. Or is it's Mela playing on the right. Mela with a lovely cross into the box. Portimonense 0, Benfica 1 at half-time. Let's encourage the boys. Let's encourage them. Let's get them G'd up. We're ahead on the scoreboard. We deserve to be. Let's go and build on that. Let's go and make it 2-0. I don't want to be telling them off at this point in time. It's not going to do much good. We've got to keep morale up. at the moment. And we need to win the ball in midfield, which we have done. Martin wins the ball. He's playing at central defence today. And here is Abde again. Abde's in space, and it's tapped in by Gomez. I think that it's going to be offside, though. The linesman has his flag raised. I have a funny feeling they're going to check VAR. I think he was offside. The goal will be disallowed, I think. But the goal is awarded. It is Portimonense 0. Benfica 2. Gomez coming in as a striker today because we're short of players, has managed to get himself on the score sheet. He has scored previously in the cup competitions when we rotated the team, so maybe he's going to have to play as a regular starter now. Lovely ball into space. Abde couldn't get it into the net, and unfortunately Gomez was there to pick up the rebound. It's now 2-0. We can see we are dominating all areas of the game. Portimonense really haven't bothered us too much. We're continuing with this winning streak despite all the off-field problems, despite all the woes. It's business as usual on the pitch, and maybe we're going to have to play some youngsters. All I can do is try and make money for the club to keep us in the competition for next year, and all I can do is sell players and go with what team we have left at the end of the window. And hopefully that will solve the financial crisis. But I hope the board will let me know when I've done enough and I haven't gone and sold everybody. And Portimonense have pulled one back out of nowhere. They haven't been in the game, and I'm going to actually demand more from the team. That was terrible defending. They haven't even been in the game. And suddenly, just from a long kick, it was a dreadful error by the two boys at the back. And they have taken advantage of it, and it is now Portimonense 1, Benfica 2. We need to be doing better than that. And there is a highlight from the kickoff. There are a lot of highlights here playing in Portugal, but at least we do have the ball. The only problem is you don't know if it's going to be turned over or whether we're going to hold on to it. Here's Orsensnes, and he finds Schick. Schick has turned the ball over, and it is going to be a break. We need to close him down. We need to actually get the ball. Let's get the third goal. Put a foot in. Well done. But we're not playing very well at the moment, and Portimonense are coming back into the game. And we're allowing them to do that, and I'm not too happy about what's going on. Possibly we need to make some changes, but here's Rafael Luiz looking with a long ball over the top to Abde. Abde works himself into the box. Can he get a cross in? He's looking for support. Here comes Mendy on the left. There's the cross. Can we get a head on it? Yes, we can. It's Gomez with his second goal of the game. It's Portimonense 1, Benfica 3. We are back in control. And much better football. This is how we want to play football. It's lovely counter-attack stuff, players rushing up in support, lovely cross into the box, and Gomez has made it 3-1 to Benfica. And maybe he'll be a player who's not sold. Nobody seems to be wanting Gomes at the moment, so maybe he's someone that we won't have to sell. And he possibly might be the only player we have left in the team. Everybody else seems to be wanted. And I don't know what I will do at that point. I'll probably have to play the youth team. And this is horrible. It's a horrible situation to be in. But we are playing well on the pitch still. And Mendy finds... That's a good tackle, but what a strike. Orsnes with the strike. Somehow... he managed to ride that tackle, and he just let loose with a pile driver. It is now 4-1 to Benfica. I think it's game over now. This football that we are playing is delightful. He managed to ride the tackle, and then he drilled it into the top of the net. It's 4-1, and I think it's game over now, and I think it's time to make some changes. And so we have made what changes we could, and we have a number of very young players on the pitch now. Just got to hope that we can hold on to this result now, and we are going back to a little bit more of a positive approach. You can see that Mela is very, very tired on the right hand side of our defence, and possibly now what I need to do is just give them some breathing space, come off the press and maybe come off the counter press, just allow the boys to rest a little bit, make sure that we stay fit. We have another game in 2 days' time. We only have 2 days between games, and so it's a very difficult time of the year that we are coming into. We are winning this game quite comfortably. It is 4-1 away at Portimonense, and I think that is probably game over. And another brilliant performance on the pitch, and we are marching on. And while we have still players left, this team looks absolutely unbeatable, and we have to keep going. And at the moment we are so far in front in the league. We are at the moment 11 points clear of Porto. Porto do have a game in hand, and Braga do have 2 games in hand, but it's always nice to have these points on the board from the teams who are chasing you. And now we do have another game. We have transfer business all over the place, and I really am struggling to keep up with all of this, and I don't even know who's going to be left at the end of the transfer window. Gomez definitely, hopefully, will be left. He put in a superb performance. His 2 goals were instrumental in that victory. Hopefully the squad will, hopefully there'll be some players left, and we can then only do what we can do. In terms of the finances, I have cashed in all those little contracts. It did make us about £10 million, which I've now used to close the gap in terms of the wage budget. We are only 100,000 now over the wage budget. So we've done what we can to help with the finances. I'll lose whatever players I have to lose. Now it's time to go and play football again. I can't just focus on this. It's doing my head in. I'm much happier when I'm on the football pitch, or when my boys are on the football pitch. So let's go and play Gil Vicente. This is also in the league. It's also a game that we should be winning. Let's go and play football. Let's kick some balls. And just before we go into the team news for today, we have accepted a bid from Leeds United of £26 million for Sani, so he has pretty much gone. And hopefully now the board will get off my back, because we will have reduced the wage budget to under, I think, what they demand, and so hopefully they'll get off my back at least. And the team for today is Grbic in goal, with Mela, Fernandez, Morato and Mendy at the back, Orsnes and Luis in midfield, with Neres on the right wing. Schick Novea will play beneath Gomez, who will play up front, and hopefully this run will continue. We're going to go into each match attacking. We have nothing to lose now. We might as well just go and attack and see what we can get out of this game. And so I guess we'll tell them, let's carry your last performance into the next game. And I don't like this complacency, so we're going to say we need a strong defence today. I'm expecting you to control the midfield, and I'm expecting to see quality finishing. We have Morata, who is still complacent. That's not what I was hoping from my team talk. And we need to go out there, win this football match. We are far better than the opposition today. Gil Vicente are way down below us. They are in 13th place as it stands. We should be winning this football match. Although it wouldn't surprise me that if today the run comes to an end. Morale is not particularly good at the moment within the squad. And here is Fernandez. Fernandez getting a rare run out. And they are coming forward. And we do need to be careful of their counter-attack. They have a chance that is past the post. Anderson has headed it past the post. We are holding on here. We need to win this match. We need to keep winning. We need to keep our lead going while we're playing lesser opposition. And we need to stay ahead of Porto. Porto are beating Chaves already by 4-0. We need to make sure we win this match, and that there is no doubt who is the best team in Portugal. And here's Rafael Luis. At least no one has come in for him as yet at the moment. Douglas Luis is probably leaving, but Rafael Luis, nobody's making a bid. Orsnes, he has been bid on a couple of occasions, which I've rejected, and he hasn't complained as yet, but he might well yet have to leave. And here is Neres. Neres breaking into the box. Lovely football. What a chance. We have scored. It's Novoa, who also is subject to a bid at the moment, I think, but he has put us a goal ahead, and hopefully now he'll decide to stay. Scoring for Benfica is much better than leaving. We have got the wage budget. I think if we sell Sani, the wage budget will be under control, and so there's no need to actually sell any more players. It's now just a case of can we hold on to them. And at the moment it's Gil Vicente 0, Benfica 1. We are still 11 points clear at the moment of Porto, who are thrashing Chaves, and Chaves have had an injury, possibly has made life more difficult for them. We need to more. I'm going to shout demand more. We need more from this team. We're better than them. We need to be doing a lot better. And too much complacency out there. I've got to get on their backs and do something about it. And here is Mendy. Mendy with the throw. We need to win this game, boys. Come on, it's Gomez. Gomez into Novoa, and he scored again. What a wonderful goal. I think that's his second goal of the game, and it's 2-0, and it does show. Get on their back, and the players will respond. It's Gil Vicente 0. Benfica 2, Mendy's throw picked up by Gomez, and Novoa found acres of space and beautiful composure to put it in the far post. And it is 2-0 to Benfica as we are coming up to half-time. And I'm not quite sure what the cameraman, I think the cameraman has been drinking a little bit too much for lunch, as Mendy brings the ball inside, needs to find support. He does from Rafael Luis, Luis to Schick. Schick all the way back to Morata. In fact, it's to Martin. Martin finds Lewis. Lewis into Schick. What a chance. It should have been 3-0. It remains 2-0. We will have a corner. Can we get something from this set piece? Gil Vicente do not look like they're in this game at all. We are looking perfectly fit at the moment. Doing very well. The ball is headed out. It comes out to Novoa. And, oh, actually that doesn't show the exact fitness levels, and I'm going to say I'm happy at how we've dominated possession. Let's get back out there. Let's add to this. We're not getting our shots on target as well as I would like to, but our XG is good, and we have created far more chances than the opposition. So in terms of how we're doing extremely well. We just need to have another goal or two and put this game to bed. But it is Gil Vicente with a chance, and it goes over the crossbar. It remains 2-0. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the team to step up. Oh, we already are stepping up. So in terms of doing that, we're doing the right thing. And here is Rafael Luis. He's a very, very good player. And having to play as the central midfielder rather than the DLP at the moment, because Sani is causing us all sorts of selection headaches. But here is Neres. Neres with the ball into the box. We have a chance. It's fired over the bar. And these are goals we would have been scoring earlier when I arrived. But because the squad is a bit weaker now, then things are not going as we would have wanted to. I'm going to go to a more positive form of play now. So let's go and make some changes. And so we have made a few changes, bring on some fresh legs. Porto have not added to their 4-0 lead that they built up very quickly in the first half, but they are still winning. We are still winning here. We need to get our foot on the ball. That wasn't brilliant play. Luis looks for the winger out there, and it's Mendy who's out there. That wasn't great play either. He finds Marato. Hopefully he won't be sold. We need to keep hold of one or two players. Orsnes with the ball over the top to Gomez, who's just come on. And Andre Gomez, young lad, has made it 3-0. What a run that was, playing as the shadow striker. And what a run into the box that was. What a controlled finish. It's Gil Vicente 0, Benfica 3. And you can see where our deep line playmaker is now. He does roam around and he does pick these passes out, and that's what makes this tactic work, having the DLP on a support duty. And it does mean that he roams around a lot. I think I probably have another couple of tired players. I have one more substitution that I can make. I'm going to do the same as I did before. We'll do that substitution, and then what I will do is try to save on our energy and just play a little bit less in terms of the press, and hopefully we'll slow the game down a little bit as well, and we'll time waste sometimes. We just want to just try and slow the game down, conserve energy. We're obviously in the driving seat, 3-0 up. They're not going to come back from this, so we don't need to do anything too energetic for the last 15 minutes or so. Mendy's cross into the box, looking for Wake, and Wake has put us 4-0 up. And that's showing Porto who are the bosses around here. Even with a weakened team, we are absolutely hammering Gil Vicente. Mendy, 33 years old now, bursting down the wing. Huig with a beautiful header at the far post over the goalkeeper. It drops in the far corner, and it is 4-0 to Benfica now. We have kept our 11-point lead over Porto, and we are doing as well as we can given the circumstances we find ourselves. Andre Gomez is going to take a free kick. It's into the box, headed clear. Never was going to threaten. We do need to be very careful of the break, and they are looking to break. They have got a lot of space. They are finishing the better team. They have scored. It's 4-1, but I am not too unhappy. We have dominated this game again. Just got caught by a freak counter-attack goal. We didn't have the men back that we should have had, and they took advantage and scored. A lovely finish, to be fair, and it's Gil Vicente 1, Benfica 4. Let's just see this game out now, boys. We'll go to the dressing room, get on the bus, and go home. We'll celebrate, and that's a good job done. And we've played 2 today. We have won 2. And I'm very pleased with the players who are out on the pitch. Nice work, everyone. They have kept us going while all this mess has been going on off the pitch, and we do maintain our lead at the top of the league despite everything. And in terms of the schedule, I think it's really important that we come back at the end of the transfer window. We will be back on the 3rd of February. We'll be playing against Familaccio and Chavez in those games, and it's important, I think, that we come back very quickly so that we know and we can update you who is actually left at the club. And so that's it for this episode. We've done what we needed to do. We've scored 8 and we've only let in 2. We've done very, very well in terms of stuff on the pitch. I am just so upset about what has happened off the pitch. Somehow we have to just claw ourselves out of this mess. I think the dream of winning the Champions League in 3 seasons is now over. I was thinking I could have done it with the squad I had, but not anymore. But we'll be back. We'll see how far we can take this Benfica team. We'll be back in February. If you are brand new to the channel and you like seeing people suffer playing computer games, then you're absolutely in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow, help us to support the very worthwhile cause you can see scrolling above. And as you can tell, I'm a very hurt, very upset manager. I think on the pitch we're still doing very well, but I dread to think what the squad will be like in a few weeks' time when the transfer window closes. All that remains to be said now is stay safe, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you after the transfer window closes.